Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 16th to the 31st, 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy that we need to be mindful of, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. We have the Princess of Pentacles, which is very interesting. That's us, and it's coming through more as an immature side of us. So we have to be mindful of this. We have to be mindful of our own immaturity, kind of getting the best of us. We're represented by the coins in the pentacles in the minor arcana. So here it is a sense of we're trying to figure something out. I just see this more as like a child trying to be like an adult. And you know how when a lot of children act like adults, they act really quite rude. So here, just be mindful of this energy. It's kind of like we don't want people to know that we don't know. So we're going to put on a facade. Just be very aware of this. Or there's somebody around us who's going through that. Like we know they don't know everything, but they're putting on this facade that is really detrimental to them. If they could just say like, I don't know, or if we could just say, I don't know, it would be so much easier. So just be mindful of this. And because this is a general reading, it's going to come through differently for each person. So be aware. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We are crowned with the 9 of Cups. We then have the World. We have the Hangman, okay, suspension. And we have the 4 of Swords. So there's something here where we need to rest. We can almost feel trapped at times and a little bit overwhelmed, Virgo, until we kind of take in the information. We need to look at what we want, because what we want seems to be very different than what people think we should be wanting, or the way people think that we should be moving forward. And that's something that's like, okay, I understand that it might be different, but I also understand that I need this for me. And so we're opening up to our own world and our own self. There's a wish coming forward, but there's also a embrace of happiness, an embrace of compassion, an embrace of understanding that is guiding us, working with us, leading us to the place that we want to be. Now, there's also a recognition that as we move forward, it's almost a sense as like our world gets smaller. It's not bigger, it gets smaller. And for some of us Virgos, we're going to really be kind of rebelling against that. For others of us, we're going to be very happy with it. But what we need to know here is that we are moving forward to where we need to be, but we're more focusing on what we want and what we desire from life. And there are some big questions that have come forward recently that have really kind of like laid things bare, brought things open, moved things open. So we start with the 9 of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is a wish being granted. It is a sense of an embrace of beauty and an embrace of understanding. It can also lead us to kind of have a fat cat energy, kind of like, I have this and I'm going to guard it and it's going to be all mine. We have to remember during this time to share in the information, to share in the wisdom that is around us, to share in the energy that is guiding us and flowing with us, because that's going to be very important. We can kind of get a little bit stuck, so just be very mindful of that. With the world opening, again, it's like the world opens, but it becomes smaller. And what that means is that you're really seeing what you want and what you desire. You're seeing how you want to move forward. What's important to you may not be important to other people or a lot of other people, but it's what's important to you. And that's going to be what you need as your guiding light during this time. Not energy of hurt or pain or anger or frustration, but energy of, I need to move forward in this purpose. Even if people don't understand, even if not everybody gets it, I get the path that I'm walking, and it's the right one for me. It's bringing me pleasure. It's bringing me prosperity of soul and spirit. We might not be getting financially wealthy as our world opens to us, but we are getting wealthy of spirit, and that's going to be very important. It's like our soul is becoming more contented, we're becoming more grounded, we're becoming more stabilized within ourselves. So it's very interesting. It's like, okay, the world opens and we see it all. We see what we could have if we chased, only the money, and we see what we could have if we chased only this or only that. But now we're chasing happiness, and that is something that's intertwining with everything else within our world, and our world becomes a lot more peaceful because of it. And I don't want to say like it's not about money here, to say money isn't important. It is quite important, but with the world opening up to us, we are opening up to the way that we need to move forward for ourselves. And it might not be that the financial riches come instantaneously to bring us wealth and abundance and everything like that, but they do come as we step into our role that we're supposed to be living for us. It moves us to the Hanged Man, seeing things quite differently than the way that we saw it before, seeing ourselves quite differently than the way that we saw us before. And there's a deeper realization that lives with us. There's a deeper realization that's guiding us during this time. A lot of the nonsense has been peeled away, a lot of the facade, the fakeness, and now we're saying, you know what, this is where I need to be for me. This is what I want for me. This is what's important for me. And it brings us then to this need of needing to rest, or needing to center ourselves, rest, and connect. Connect with who we are, connect with where we're headed, connect with the story that we have lived thus far, and be able to move forward. The Four of Swords is an intense card because it tells us, slow down, or else the world will have a way of making us slow down, making us pay attention. And here, connecting with our heart, our soul, our spirit, our self is going to be just vitally important for us. It moves us to go deeper. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. No, just turn them over. Okay, interesting. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Interesting. Okay. So we're going to start here with the Knight of Swords reversed that came forward. So we have the Four of Swords and the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is the White Knight, right? The hero in the story, the one that slays dragons and cuts through the poison and ascends to the castle and awakens the sleeping princess, or the sleeping part of our consciousness. Here, it's saying, stop. We can have a bit of a hard time. Like, we can want to push everything forward. But Spirit is saying here, it's time to rest. It's not time to fight. It's not time to, be the hero of the story. It is time to connect with our own words and our own self. The narrator, which is us, right? The sculptor of the story, the sculptor of this tale, which is us and divinity. And we need that connection during this time. It's going to be very important just to sit in our own energy, understand our own energy, and understand what we want. Because we can get caught up in the busyness. And Virgo, we can be absolutely swept away by that. But Spirit's saying now is a time more to slow things down and center ourselves. If we have to go on business trips, right, and we have to, go here and go there and move this and move that, that's fantastic. But we need to do something to be able to ground ourselves every single time. Every single hotel room that we stay in, a grounding ritual needs to be done. And it needs to be a ritual for us. Something that stabilizes us, centers us within our world, within ourselves, because it'll be very easy during this time to kind of go adrift. So just be very aware of this. We are crowned with the Five of Cups, which is saying to us, change our mind, change our lives. Something that we wish for is coming forward, but it's not emotionally or, necessarily what we had expected. And this is going to be a time where we start to change what we're looking at. We've been looking a lot at the negative, or a lot at what hasn't been done, what hasn't been achieved. And now we start to really step into our own energy, our own self, what we desire, what we need, where we're headed, what we want for us. And that becomes the game changer. We look at the blessings that we have, and it could be a little bit difficult because it could be a little bit hard to see those blessings. But we look at the blessings that we have instead of the negativity of what we don't. And we start to say, there's contentment here, there's beauty here, there's power here. It leads us to strength. And it's strength as we see things quite differently than we have before. Not of bulging muscles or, anything like that. It's that quiet strength of character. I just, sometimes my great-grandmother's face comes forward quite beautifully when I see this strength. And it's also like the strength of my grandmother and my mother. And it's strength of people that you would overlook because you wouldn't think that they were so strong. My great-grandmother, I think was just 5 feet tall or a little bit less. But that woman was stronger than you could ever imagine. And so here, there is that energy of people might not look at you and see strong, but there's iron in your veins. Like there's a gumption, there's a stick-to-itiveness, there's a power to you that when people know you, they'll be like, oh man, that's like one of the strongest people I have ever met. So here, you're embracing that power. You're embracing that strength. And it's not, again, the strength of I will make you do what I want you to do. Actually, you're going to be quite repelled by that strength. But it is the strength of compassion and love and caring and connection. And it moves us to the world and the Empress. It moves us to, as we step into our world, which is our own little world. It's like, it's like one of those acorns that you open up, like those old, I don't know, used to have them in Christmas time. My grandmother used to have one. We opened it up. It had like this whole little, like intricately carved village or scene with little mice, and it was so intricate. But it was all in like a walnut. It was all in like this ridiculously small space. And here, that's what I'm seeing with you here, Virgo, where it's just a sense of there's something absolutely beautiful coming forward, but it's in a contained space. It's in a contained way, and it's in a way that you would have normally kind of scoffed at and overlooked and been like, no, that's not for me, thanks. But I'm out for better things. And now you're going to start to see yourself settle down, like settling into you. It's kind of like, yeah, it's very beautiful. It's like the ground is settling, and you're settling into yourself and what you desire and what you need. There is a sense with the Empress that there is more that you're opening up to. There's more that you want to kind of bring forward during the times, like creation is going to be so important. So creating in whatever medium that is for you, whatever way feels the most powerful, the most blessings to you. There's a need to create as your world opens. There's a need to open up the door to yourself and let greatness in. Seriously. The Empress is prosperity, it is success, it can be motherhood for those who are looking for that, but it can also be the sense of I'm connecting with and nurturing, what I need, what is important to me, what is vital at this time. It moves us to our bonus card, which is the Seven of Pentacles, patience. Patience is going to be very important. We can get a little bit angry at patience during this time because we're going to want to kind of push things in a certain way. And now it's like, okay, you have to slow it down. You have to slow it down. It's kind of like the world becoming slower. You have to slow it down because the seeds have been planted, and now it's time to see how they grow. Now it's time to, see what becomes of it, because we've done our best. And that's going to be one of the hardest things we can do, Virgo, during this time, or really just ever, just to slow it down and say, I did my best. Now I'm letting, nature take its course. Now I'm letting the doors open. Now I'm letting myself see what will happen, but I'm not forcing it anymore. I can't always get up and fight. It's just exhausting. It moves us to our subconscious tarot energy, and a subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the High Priestess. We're feeling things very deeply. We can be very emotionally impacted very, very easily. You have to be mindful of that, because it can take advantage of us. It can make us feel drained and overwhelmed. The veil isn't necessarily being lifted, but we're peeking out here and there. We're looking and we're saying, do I want something different? Do I want something new? How do I need to move forward? Am I even comfortable in this energy? There's something here where we're not trusting our own kind of sixth sense. We're not trusting our own intuition. And that's going to be something that we need to individually come to terms with. Our intuitiveness, our own, psychic abilities, or our own, connection with the earth. It brings us to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Queen of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups is love and nurture. It's caring and compassion. And there's a sense here that that caring, that compassion, that love, that nurturing is putting things into balance with the Six of Pentacles. Things are starting to come into balance in a way that it hadn't before. And now we're starting to see the way that we need to move forward, the places that we want to be, what we are desiring for ourselves. And that's going to be there's like a big change coming. There is, because it's a sense of I'm opening to what I love, I'm opening to what I need, and I'm realizing I don't need all the excess. I just don't. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo. And may blessings and prosperity always be with you.